On this episode of Cold Case Cop-Out, we will be covering the investigation of the murder of Robert Hastings. What seemed to be a happy marriage turned to the worst because of greed and selfishness.
On May 4th of 2013, Robert and Madeline Hastings hosted a small gathering with their friends of a board game day. When Robert made the final move and won the game, Madeline was furious and threw a temper tantrum, and Robert left the house. By the time he had stormed out of the house and gotten in the car, he had received a text message from his wife apologizing and reminding him to take his medication. Robert read the text message, threw his phone to the side, and started to drive. Before he took off onto the main road, he opened the compartment of his car and took out his allergy pill. When he took the pill, he felt very strange and immediately passed out. At that point, Robert was not just unconscious, but completely dead. As soon as Robert passed out, his car collided with a pole. The first piece of evidence that police had was the eyewitness testimony saying that Robert's death was not due to the accident with the collision of the pole, but he had become unconscious prior to the collision. Immediately, the police knew that something was suspicious.
When we return, find out who killed Robert Hastings.
What does a strand of DNA look like? Is it A, single helix, B, double helix, C, circle, D, spoon? The answer when we return.
If you don't have a fingerprint detected case, then you don't have a fingerprint detective case. Get yours at Lightning Powder today.
Before we went to the break, we asked, what does a strand of DNA look like? If you picked B, double helix, then you are correct.
Welcome back to Cold Case Cop-Out. Let us continue with the investigation. What did Robert Hastings' autopsy report show?
It showed that he had died from cyanide poisoning. We could tell this because his body was pinker than normal dead people, and he was His blood was dark red and he smelled like almonds.
After the autopsy report, it was clear to forensic investigators that Robert's medication had been poisoned with cyanide. The forensic analyst quickly collected Robert's medication bottle as evidence and started a fingerprint analysis. The medication bottle had 2 sets of fingerprints, one belonging to Robert and the other belonging to his daughter, who he later learned had picked up his prescription that morning. Robert's daughter was dismissed as a suspect due to her inability to obtain cyanide and her airtight alibi. Robert's medication, which was the unknown sample, was tested in comparison to 4 other poisons which are known to be used often in murders. When tested, the unknown sample had the same result as cyanide, which led the forensic analyst to conclude that the unknown sample was in fact cyanide.
So you had friends over the night of your party?
Yeah.
Were you with your husband the whole night?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Don't lie to me.
Okay, maybe I went to the bathroom like once.
Okay. And where does your husband keep his medication?
In the top drawer of our bathroom.
In your bathroom? So wouldn't that have given you enough time to switch the pills out?
Okay, I did.
Bingo.
Madeline Hastings, you are under arrest for the murder of Robert Hastings.
A confession from the criminal was the final piece of evidence needed. After her confession, Miss Hastings revealed that earlier that day she had had access to a lab which contained cyanide pills. Then later that day, she swapped his allergy medication with cyanide pills because she was planning on leaving him after she had received his life insurance money.
To remain silent, anything you say will be accounted and
I could have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids and your stupid dog!
Well, there you have it. Madeline Hastings' greed for her husband's life insurance money forced her hand in murder.